The Galactic Confederation prided itself on its principles of non-interference. 16 advanced species had built a complex system of rules governing contact with developing worlds, and the result was an elegant mathematical formula that determined exactly when intervention was permitted. For the Trellix family stranded on the barren moon of Soros 9, that formula had produced a simple answer: no. The small research vessel had crashed 3 standard cycles ago. The distress beacon transmitted continuously across all frequencies, but the Confederation ships that passed within range did nothing but acknowledge the signal and move on. The formula was clear: the risk-to-benefit ratio did not justify rescue intervention for 5 individuals. Logical, efficient, final. Kalara Trellix sat beside her mate Jorain in the crushed cockpit of their vessel, watching their life support systems slowly fail. Their 3 offspring huddled in the small emergency shelter they'd constructed from the wreckage, their normally luminescent skin dim with fear and dwindling energy reserves. "Another ship is approaching," Joran said flatly, not bothering to sound hopeful. They had already seen 8 vessels pass by, each one confirming detection of their distress signal, each one continuing on its way after citing Confederation Protocol 5.77. 3. Kalara looked at the scanner. "It's not Confederation." She adjusted the settings. Unknown configuration. Crude propulsion technology. The approaching vessel was ungainly by Confederation standards, a blocky transport ship with visible weld lines and outdated thruster arrays. It dropped from superluminal travel with none of the elegance of Confederation ships, more like a stone plunging into water than a leaf settling on its surface. "They're receiving our distress signal," Joran noted, surprise evident in his voice as the crude ship altered course. Within moments, the vessel established orbit around the small moon and transmitted a message on all frequencies in multiple languages. The ship's computer finally found a partial match with an obscure trading dialect. "Distress signal received. This is Captain Maya Chen of the Earth merchant vessel Perseverance. We are preparing landing craft. Hold tight." Kalara and Joran exchanged glances. "Earth? Humans?" Joran whispered. "They're not even full Confederation members. Just provisionally acknowledged. Humans were the newest species to be recognized by the Confederation, and barely at that. Their technology was considered primitive, their diplomacy unpredictable, and their adherence to Confederation protocols questionable at best. They were tolerated rather than welcomed." The landing craft descended through the thin atmosphere with obvious strain, its systems clearly operating beyond recommended parameters. It touched down 100 meters from the crash site, kicking up a plume of gray dust. 4 figures emerged, wearing environmental suits that looked patched and modified. They moved with urgency, but not panic, carrying equipment toward the downed ship. The lead figure reached the makeshift shelter first and removed her helmet, exposing herself to the toxic atmosphere rather than risk miscommunication through the suit's speakers. "Captain Maya Chen," she gasped, quickly replacing her helmet after introducing herself. "We picked up your distress call. Our ship's doctor has experience with Trellix physiology. We're here to help." Kalara hesitated. "The Confederation isn't here," Captain Chen interrupted, her voice now coming through the helmet speakers. "We are. Let's get your family to safety." The humans worked with practiced efficiency, stabilizing the injured, transferring essential belongings, and escorting the family to their landing craft. One human noticed the children's dimming skin and immediately adjusted his suit's external power cell to emit a frequency that allowed the young Trellix to absorb energy directly. "Why?" Joran asked as they lifted off. "Your species has no obligation." "The risk calculus." Captain Chen laughed. "Risk calculus. We don't leave people to die because of math." 3 days later, as the Perseverance approached a major Confederation transit hub, a Confederation enforcement vessel intercepted them. "Human vessel," came the cold transmission. "You have violated Protocol 5.77. 3 by interfering in a non-approved rescue operation." Captain Chen glanced at Kalara and her recovering family before responding. "Send the fine to Earth Central. We'll pay it." The Confederation official continued. "This incident will affect your species application for full membership." "Bill us for that too," Chen interrupted, cutting the transmission. Later, as the Trellix family prepared to transfer to a medical ship sent by their homeworld, Kalara approached the human captain. "Your people risk much by defying the Confederation," she said. Chen shrugged. "Some things matter more than rules. That's something the Confederation might learn from us, instead of the other way around." Word of the incident spread quickly through Confederation space. 6 more rescue operations by human ships followed in quick succession, each violating the precise calculations of Protocol 5.77. 3, each saving lives deemed mathematically unworthy of saving. Within a cycle, the Confederation Council convened an emergency session to reconsider both the Protocol and humanity's role in galactic society. The formula, it seemed, had failed to account for one critical variable: human compassion.